season. You guys just wrapped up your exhibitions. Southern Oregon coming to town last week, and you guys had the two games. What did you won both, but what did you learn about your squad in those two contests?
Sure. We always enjoy playing Southern Oregon. I just think it was a really good test for us. They're a very well-coached team. They're organized. They're structured. So it was a good test for us, and just to really see kind of where we're at, even though they play a little bit different style as far as they're going to press you the whole game. They're going to play zone the whole game. But again, what they ran offensively, I thought really tested us defensively and just showed us some different looks, obviously, that we haven't seen yet since the season is just upon us. But it was definitely something that we could go back and watch film and learn from and hopefully fix this week as we prepare for Western Washington.
We kind of talked about it before, but you don't have the biggest roster, and it's kind of having the best players on the court. But as a coach, do you handle it differently when sort of looking to see a lot more gals on the bench and having smaller to kind of choose from? Does your coaching change at all?
Not so much in games as it does in practices. When it comes to game times, I've typically played 8-9 players. I mean, obviously, when you see less bodies, you automatically think that. But do I manage things a little bit differently? Well, I can give you an example. In Southern Oregon, there was a point in the game where I definitely noticed that we were winded. And so I used a timeout simply just to give the girls a breather. And so maybe things like that. But the challenges occur, more in practices because the bodies that we do have, they don't really get rest in practices either. But we've made some adjustments there. And so I think it's just more managing things that the girls probably wouldn't even be aware that I do. It's just managing things on my end. Obviously, we have to keep everybody healthy, but that's always a priority. And we go weight strong, and the girls are, they've stepped up to this challenge, and again, it's just different challenges, but we're ready for it, and we just got to be prepared for Western Washington. We're certainly not going to have any excuses.
That's one more question about the roster, and then we'll talk about that this weekend. But not joking around, but I mean, sure, you can go around campus and hey, come play with us and have a help wanted sign. But by rules, what are the rules to say if players come in from somewhere else? Is there a timetable where they could get on this year's squad, or is it basically
somewhere else, as in from off campus?
Yeah, say if they came in.
We could, if from a recruiting standpoint, if we wanted to bring somebody in at the semester break, we could do that. And outside of that, we have some male practice players. But this is something that I've done my entire coaching career, not just now. Is bring male practice players in, obviously not just to give us numbers, but to challenge the girls in different areas. Obviously, they're quicker, they're faster. We have a couple great practice players right now. And so as far as anybody on campus, we've been approached by a couple different people, and, will I open that door to maybe explore whether they can be a practice player for us or not? Yes, I'm a little bit more open to that this year than I probably would be in the past. So we're experimenting with different things, certainly.
All right, so the season starts for real this weekend. You'll be tested this week, and kind of talk about the talent that you'll see in your first opponent.
Well, obviously this tournament, the West Region Crossover Classic is something that we enjoy being in for the standpoint of it's just great competition. And Western Washington and Seattle Pacific, who will play the second night, are two traditionally very strong teams. And someone like Giovanna and Maddie and Tyra, those that have been here for going 3 years, we haven't had success against either team yet in this tournament. So I think that's a motivation in itself, just with our team going into, first of all, Western Washington. And, they're going to present size. They have wings that run very hard. We're very familiar with what we expect them to do offensively. And just like anything else, it's more us getting what we need to do on the defensive end, whether it's Western Washington or anybody else. We just have to clean some things up defensively.
In the two exhibitions, has there been anything that has surprised you? Not necessarily the score or anything like that, but the thing that the players on the court, the things you've seen that are or maybe not necessarily surprised you, but just something that see that, wow, hey, this could be really good for us this year?
Well, obviously the returners in particular, I think it's very obvious, and this even goes back to last spring for that matter, just their familiarity and their comfort level with each other, knowing where each other are on the floor. Just the fact that they've been playing together longer, I think it's very apparent, at least from my end. And now it's obviously getting our three new players, Lexi and Gabby and Tiana, just getting them used to our system. And I will say, I've been pleasantly surprised in just the 2 exhibition games, how quickly they are picking up on things. Of course, they have a long way to go still, but as long as we continue to progress and they just get more comfortable with our style, I think it's just going to obviously benefit us.
You guys ready for the season?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we certainly are. We're excited to hit the road this week and again face this tournament. And we just, we're always striving to be the best version of ourselves, and that's something that we continue to work on. And we're just excited for the season and the challenges that it'll present.